Hello everyone, welcome to the month of February, which means it is time for our January vlog recap. Now this is something new I'm trying out for 2014 because I do cover a lot of other topics, categories, and reviews, which I don't often have the chance to make a video on. I thought it would be nice at the beginning of every month to run you through exactly what happened over on my blog the previous month. So because we're in the beginning of February, I think it's time to talk about January blog post. And the very first thing I talked about in January was the Eyebrow Botanica Natural Even Advanced C Algae Enzyme Scrub, which is a big old name for a very simple product. This is pretty much, I would say, a more refined version of the St. Ives Apricot Scrub. If that's something you love and you've been using it for a while, but you want to try something new, but still with that similar texture, this is one to give a go. And I did buy this off of iHerb.com, and I haven't seen it yet in my local drugstores, but you may have, or if you live near a natural food store, you might be able to find this as well, because it is from Eyebrow Botanica, which is a more natural skincare line and beauty product line. So this is actually my first time trying something from the brand altogether, and this really surprised me. Now I know there is a bit of controversy concerning whether or not you should be using walnut shell powder for your exfoliant, but I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But if you do like that type of gritty texture, this is a very finely ground up walnut shell powder. As for the enzyme aspect of it, now this does contain a lot of natural plant and fruit extracts, but enzymes I'm not so sure. So I do use this mainly for the physical exfoliant properties. If you want swatches, ingredients, further details, I'll link everybody down in the information bar below this video so you can go directly to the blog post. Then, in January, I also talked to you guys about a beautiful set of false lashes. You guys know I am a bit of a false lash addict. I actually have an entire cardboard box in which I use to house all my false lashes. I get them packs of 10. I have very cheap ones to very expensive ones. And these guys, I would say, in terms of the way that they look and wear, are very, very similar to my beloved Dolly Wink false lashes, which are the ones I'm wearing currently on my eyes. And if you do find that the Dolly Wink lashes, because they do have a clear backbone, if you find them to be too flimsy, a little bit too soft, and they don't hold up, especially if you have monolids or single eyelids, these ones are a better option to consider. The design of the false lash, which by the way I have AC03 right here, is very similar in the look to the Dolly Wink lashes, but because they have a hard plastic backbone, they do hold up a lot better and they are a lot firmer. Not as comfortable to wear, but give a beautiful effect and will work so much better on monolids than I think the Dolly Wink lashes do, and give you a very nice fluttery look while still remaining reasonably natural and, you know, very, very nice for photographs, which is what I've been wearing these for. There are 2 pairs that come in each box, but again, if you want more details, blog post down below in the information bar. Now, January, I did share with you 2 posts about food, and sometimes on Tuesdays I will have a segment called Foodie Tuesday, in which I either share with you a restaurant review or a recipe or something about food, because it is one of those things that ties us all together, and I love reading about food myself, so I thought I would share with you whatever that comes my way. I talked to you guys about a restaurant called the Tea House Restaurant, located in beautiful Stanley Park, a gorgeous place to hang out and just have brunch, or on one of those snowy winter nice, go have dinner there at their indoor facility, and it is such a kind of warm and cozy and Edwardian style of decor, and you just feel like you're in some old mansion, and you know, it's great, it's beautiful really. And the food there is very West Coast in a way, but still with incredibly fresh ingredients and a little bit of a twist to what you would normally consider the standard affair. So check that out with photographs, again linked in the information bar for Tea House Restaurant. As well, I shared with you a recipe on how to cook Chinese braised pork belly, and this is such a comfort food. If you have, you know, family who are from Northern Asia, you probably have eaten this type of braised dish. It's a very rich, hearty dish. It is something that really fills the room with aroma, or even if you are walking outside and you're on your way home, sometimes you can catch it just drifting, you know, down the street, and you can just follow your nose back home. I think that's what it always reminds me of. So it certainly has that tinge of nostalgia to it, and I tried tried cooking pork belly for the first time last month, or it was December, but it's a lot easier than you think it is. Follow the recipe, do all the steps, and put them all in the pot. Give enough time and you will get some very beautiful results, not to mention very delicious. So again, that is linked in the information bar. Last thing I want to talk to you guys about and that I reviewed in the month of January are the Real Techniques face brushes for the very first time. I did buy them quite a while back, but I had been a little bit indecisive about how I liked them, so I didn't get a chance to talk about them until January. But I have here the Core Face Collection. Now again, if you don't know, these are by Samantha Chapman, the Pixie Woo sisters, or one of them, but I believe currently Nick is also on board for the Real Technique series, and they've been working together, and they've also put out some new interesting looking brushes and tools, and we'll talk about that maybe in the future. But this set of brushes was really highly recommended by a lot of you guys out there, and they've been all over the blogosphere, and I have 4 of them right here in the set. The very first one, starting from the left, is the detailing brush. The one right here is the contouring brush, and this one is the pointed foundation brush, and all the way to the right is the famous buffing brush. All these brushes, I think, do have their merits. They are not the best quality brushes, even though they're synthetic, you know, even given that I have used better synthetic brushes as well. But I do think that for the price, which is about $5 per brush, $20 for the set, and the fact that they have these nice details like the capped ends with the rubberized tip right here, and I think they have their merits, and they are very much multitasking brushes. So if you like using one brush for multiple purposes, they do serve that function, and I do think that they're worth your money, certainly. They're not the softest brushes, synthetic, I've ever used, but I do think that they're worth your money if you are starting out to build your brush collection, or you're looking for multitasking brushes, which is exactly what these are. I use them for many different purposes, even, you know, purposes that they're not really designed for or advertised for. I mean, I do use this one for foundation, but also for cream highlighting. I use this one for cream eyeshadow. I use this one for cream blush, but sometimes also for foundation as well. And the little one right here, I do use it for a lip brush or for using it with eyeshadow. So again, very multi-purpose right here. But if you want more details, a full blog post review will be linked for you in the information bar. So this really wraps up my January blog recap. Let me know if this has been helpful for you, and if you enjoyed these type of run-through videos in case you missed anything that you didn't catch over on my blog for each month. So until next time, see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye bye.